In the headlines, 3 honored for distinguished service in various areas of law. The Barbados Fire Service moves into a new phase of emergency response. Damage from yesterday's inclement weather provides the Globe Drive-In with an opportunity to retrain for better service. And in sports, the Windies have an uphill battle after day 1 of the second test against India.
Broadcasting from our studios in the Pine St. Michael, this is CBC NewsNight, starting now.
Good evening and welcome. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Tisha Hines with the details to the news. It has been 10 days since CARICOM member states, including Barbados, Belize, Dominica, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, implemented full free movement of their nationals among themselves. And Prime Minister Mia Motley is reporting, as expected, there's been no significant rush of people coming into the country since the agreement started on October 1st. She made it clear the basis of the agreement is to make it possible for ordinary citizens of these member states to move freely. She addressed the topic at State House, where 3 distinguished individuals were bestowed national honors.
Those who have money don't need this. Those who have companies don't need this. This is for the little boy who wants to go and work in the services area down the islands in Dominica because he loves ecotourism. This is for the little girl in Dominica who may want to decide that she wants to come and work in Barbados because she wants to work close to a lab that may not be open in Dominica. This is for the other person in Belize who wants to be able to come down in the Eastern Caribbean and be able to live their life down this side rather than in Central America. This is for ordinary people's children.
The Caribbean Community Free Movement of Nationals Bill will be debated in Parliament next week. PM Motley is making it clear the bill is not being debated as yet. The bill not being debated as yet, rather, is not an issue.
This would be an issue for those who want a job. How many people can get a job between the 1st of October and now? They got to come and look for the job first invariably. You understand? So the bill is really to reduce the obstacles for the other areas but not for entry. And that's why we were comfortable doing it. And the unlimited entry was covered by the Minister of Home Affairs giving the instruction as Minister in charge of immigration.
Meanwhile, 3 highly ranked Barbadians have been bestowed national honors. Chief Justice Leslie Haynes has been awarded the Order of Freedom of Barbados, while Commissioner of Police Richard Boyce and Chief of Staff of the Barbados Defence Force have been bestowed the Order of the Republic. President of Barbados, Her Excellency the Most Honourable Dame Sandra Mason, presented the distinguished men with their awards during a special ceremony at State House. Our Anesta Henry has that story for you.
Chief Justice, the Most Honorable Leslie Haynes, Commissioner of Police, the Honorable Richard Boyce, Chief of Staff of the Barbados Defence Force, the Honorable Brigadier Carlos Lovell, are being recognized for their distinguished service to Barbados. Prime Minister Mia Motley says these men are deserving of these titles. She says that the Most Honorable Leslie Haynes has spent his career in defense of the law and in pursuit of social justice, the country, and the Constitution. The Prime Minister also commended the Commissioner of Police for leading lawmen in the fight against those who want to disturb the peace. And she praised the Brigadier Lovell for his passion for the youth and the work of the Barbados Defence Force.
I'd like to thank everyone. I know that today this is a particularly painful day for Brigadier Lovell, and I'm sure that he will not mind me saying this. His mother and his family are not here because the youngster who passed away in that fatal accident 2 days ago is his nephew, and therefore his family are obviously appropriately grieving, but I know that they would love to be here. Thank you.
The Most Honorable Leslie Haynes describes the honor as humbling. He says he will continue to do his utmost best to maintain and improve the administration of justice in this country.
We have to ensure that whilst resources are limited, we must do the best we can with the limited resources that we have.
Commissioner of Police, the Honorable Richard Boyce, says he understands it is not often an individual gets a chance to receive such an honor from the highest office of the country.
Policing is an honorable job. I must say that. Yes, there might be some follow, but majority of the times, it is the officers, a large number of officers who do the right thing day in and day out.
And the Chief of Staff of the Barbados Defense Force, the Honorable Brigadier Carlos Lovell, wants young people to reach their highest potential, no matter where they come from.
My family, although they are not present, they are in mourning, but I know that they are proud. And I also wish to say that this award I dedicate to young men and women across Barbados who are in the same situation as my nephew, Josiah Carmichael. Trying hard to make a living, trying hard to make a difference, trying hard to rise above their circumstance.
Family, friends, and cabinet members were present for the ceremony. Onesta Henry, CBC News.
The Barbados Fire Service is stepping confidently into a new era of emergency response. With the commissioning of new equipment, including 2 compact fire tenders, 2 high-powered trash pumps, and a fully outfitted ambulance, the service is better equipped to handle disasters, fires, and medical emergencies across the island. We get more from our Deanza Roberts.
A proud day for the Barbados Fire Service as government delivers on its promise to modernize the island's disaster response systems. Minister of Home Affairs and Information Wilfred Abrams says the acquiring of an ambulance and trash pumps signals the fire service working not only in firefighting but across the board.
We need to stop thinking of the government of Barbados in terms of silos. It is not that drainage has a role to play which is separate and distinct from the ambulance service, which is separate and distinct from the fire service, separate and distinct from the police, separate and distinct from the BDF. It's all one government. And the more capacity that we have to handle any eventuality, the better we are as a people. So it doesn't matter if drainage is the one who's responsible for dealing with floods. On a number of occasions where there's been very bad flooding, the fire service has been called out.
The 2 new trash pumps add a crucial layer of flood mitigation capacity. According to Minister Abrams, these high-capacity units can clear floodwaters in record time.
What you're seeing there is 2 high-capacity trash pumps that can dewater an area in record time for any equipment in Barbados. There are no trash pumps in Barbados right now that can do what those can do. So this adds a new dimension it has a new dimension in combating disasters and flooding in particular.
And for the first time, the fire service now operates its own ambulance, a move that integrates emergency response and pre-hospital care. EMT with the Barbados Fire Service is Fire Officer 252 Alvin Sandiford.
It's retrofitted to WHO standards, and basically the driver end and the area where the patient carry the patient is sealed. Hence, you can have an individual who is suffering from an infectious disease, for example, Ebola. If you look at the inside of the vehicle, the material that is made of, you could actually seal the vehicle, and you can have, you could actually protect the equipment on it as well.
Fire Chief Errol Maynard says the smaller fire tenders acquired will also make a big difference, allowing officers to access narrow streets.
The fire service cannot wait until something happens or until you need something then to acquire it. So what we have done in a proactive way, we have acquired some smaller water tenders which can probably go into the nooks and crannies in the cities and in those other small areas and fight the fire just as effective as a large fire, as a large appliance. And also we have the trash pumps, which we know sometimes we have some significant flooding, or you might need to dewater an area for the purpose of a rescue or recovery.
From firefighting to flood response and first aid, The fire service is evolving to protect Barbadians on every front. Deanza Roberts, CBC News.
Thanks, Deanza. Coming up, we'll tell you about efforts to strengthen mental health services. Discussions between the Barbados Community College and the National Union of Public Workers have ended in a stalemate. The negotiations, which focused on the college's decision to fill a vacant post, were conducted over several weeks in a spirit of mutual respect and cooperation. Despite significant progress, both parties were unable to reach consensus on the matter, and Principal Annette Aline expressed appreciation for the efforts made by all involved.
We acknowledge the constructive engagement of the NUPW throughout this process. While it is regrettable that we were not able to reach a final agreement, the college remains committed towards maintaining open lines of communication and to continuing efforts toward a fair and sustainable resolution.
Government is continuing its efforts to strengthen mental health services for those in need. That assurance comes from Minister of State in the Ministry of Health and Wellness, Davidson Ishmael. He was speaking on World Mental Health Day, observed today, under the theme Access to Services, Mental Health Services in Catastrophes and Emergencies.
We are actively engaged in modernizing our Mental Health Act, ensuring that our legislative framework is inclusive, rights-based, and responsive to the needs of all Barbadians. A cornerstone of this reform is a pivotal shift from hospital-centric to community-based and prevention-oriented mental health care, bringing services closer to our people. Crucially, we are addressing the human resource challenges by strengthening our mental health workforce. This includes continuous training for first responders, such as the Barbados Police Service and the Emergency Ambulance Service, in effectively managing mental health crises within the community.
Minister Ishmael adds that government is also expanding psychological first aid services and mental health gap action programs and providing training for healthcare providers and community workers to ensure early intervention and support.
The recently unfrozen and updated post of Mental Health Coordinator will also be instrumental in coordinating reform efforts, facilitating training initiatives, and integrating services across various settings. Furthermore, our commitment to the theme of access to services, mental health in catastrophes and emergencies extends to the very infrastructure that delivers care. The recent PAHO Hospital Safety Index and Green Assessment of Polyclinics in Barbados has highlighted the need for strategic smarting interventions. These comprehensive upgrades aim to bolster resilience of our polyclinics, making them structurally sound, functionally efficient, and environmentally sustainable to ensure they remain operational during and after disaster events, which are increasingly relevant given the impacts of climate change.
The Barbados Police Force is calling on all young Barbadians to register to join the rank and file in the law enforcement agency. That should be the Barbados Police Service. The call from Police Communications and Public Affairs Officer Acting Inspector Ryan Brathwaite. He says quite a number of women have been coming forward, but they also need young men between the ages of 19 and 35 to join the ranks to fill the 254 vacancies. And Acting Inspector Brathwaite says applications are available online at www.tbps.gov.bb or from police headquarters in the city.
People born outside of Barbados can definitely join the Barbados Police Service. You'll be required to produce a document from immigration showing your legal status, and as long as you have done that, you would meet the qualification in terms of being a non-national. And when you're coming, this is how it's done, Admiral. You've completed that application form, you return it to police headquarters, the vetting starts.
Acting Inspector Brathwaite, who has been in the service for over 30 years, says there is no more rewarding job than serving your country.
Get to serve your country. You get to help people all over this country, locals and tourists who have problems, who are in distress. And you're the one that try to help them along, provide that necessary counseling, so resolve their matters. Admiral, you meet from the president down, from the president up at the top of the chain, down to that man on the street who needs your help. You're in a position to make a difference in your country. That is the police officer. The police officer is the one constant at anything within our country.
The acting inspector was so convincing, I almost signed up.
Sports Night is brought to you by Power In. Pause is power. And by Dasani. Live first, Dasani after.
Time now for sports. Anne-Marie Burt is here. Hey, Anne-Marie.
Hi, Tisha. 2 more teams will be hoping to qualify for the round of 16 stage of the Prime Minister's Cup when the semi-professional football tournament continues tonight at Spikes Town in St. Peter. CBC's Almar Goodrich Boys tracks the teams who've already booked their spots.
So far, based on mathematics, 5 teams have already booked their spots for the round of 16 stage of the Prime Minister's Cup. They are Weymouth Wales, last year's runners-up Britain's Hill United, Whitehall Titans, Pride of Gall Hill, and St Andrew Lions. Wales are currently leading Group F on goal difference with 6 points, with a top-of-the-table clash with Whitehall Titans to decide which team will advance as group leaders. Britain's Hill are large and in charge in Group B, with a perfect record after winning their first 2 matches. St Andrew Lions, who exited the competition in 2024 at the group stage, will be progressing to the next round after also winning their opening encounters, which included an impressive 2-1 win over Ellerton. The majority of the other groups remain wide open, with a few matches being rescheduled. Greens United, Technique, Lodge Road, Eleanor United, Ellerton, Barbados Soccer Academy, Wharton, Notre Dame, Paradise, Bagatelle, Empire, FM 4 Pillars, and Kickstart Rush could all still qualify, with 4 other spots available. Anmar Goodrich Boys, CBC Sports.
Time now to find out which goal was the best of the past week.
The Prime Minister's Cup Goal of the Week, brought to you by Power In. Pause is power. And by Dasani. Live first, Dasani after.
It is a moment that will be etched in the memory of Alexander Pitcher for a long time. The captain of Whitehall Titans led from the front, producing this strike, the goal of the week, a 94th minute winner that sparked massive celebrations at Orange Hill and booked his team's spot in the round of 16 of the Prime Minister's Cup. The 90 minutes were up and it was into stoppage time, where this game was heading for a stalemate, with the fat lady warming up her vocal cords. But there was late drama. Alexander Pitcher sang the lullaby for Whitehall to Parishland, producing the winner in time added on, as Whitehall snatched a late win to secure their round of 16 spot. Final score, Whitehall 1, Parishland 0.
Bad weather has forced one of Barbados' most popular entertainment spots to close its gates earlier than planned. But management at the Globe Drive-In says they're using the downtime to improve their services and customer experience. Our Deanza Roberts has the story.
Managing Director Cheval Ali says the heavy rains and high winds damaged parts of its large movie screen. The business had originally planned a temporary closure for later this month, but now the shutdown is sooner than expected.
We encountered bad weather yesterday, and due to that rain and heavy winds, it had some impact on the screen. It blew out some of the sheets, and actually some more sheets is actually about to blow out. So we were forced to shut. We were originally scheduled to shut from the 12th of October to the 4th of November, but because of the bad weather yesterday, now we'll be shut from yesterday right through till November the 4th. Hopefully we should get it up within two to 3 weeks. I don't know if we have other underlying problems when we move the sheets off, if the structure is still strong. We hope there's no cracks or no abrasions on the metal. I would know that in a couple of days.
Despite the setback, Mr. Ali says they're turning this challenge into an opportunity, using the time to enhance their food service and to train staff.
While we shut, we would do some training with the staff to see how we could get forward better on that area service. In terms of the projection, the film, we don't have a problem. The movie camera is working. We just had it overhauled, so there's no problems in that area. As I say, the screen is the priority, and then we will move on to the service, ensuring that the food service is up to my standard, and the tasting the food is up to my standard as well.
Once repairs are complete, movie lovers can expect an even better driving experience. Deanza Roberts for the Business Report.
Minister of Information Wilfred Abrams today commissioned new emergency vehicles for the Barbados Fire Service, calling it a boost for national safety. The equipment includes 2 smaller fire tenders, trash pumps, and an ambulance designed to improve mobility and response. He calls this an investment in fire safety and in Barbados, as he pledged to give the service what they need to save lives.
Everything here costs less than 800,000 Barbados dollars. That is the 2 fire tenders, the 2 trash pumps, and the ambulance. Right, cost in total less than 800. When the chief came to me, I said, "Chief, are you prepared to work with you?" Right, but we gotta spend the government's money wisely. So, source, negotiate, best possible pricing. So we were able to get all of this equipment. If you look at the equipment, it will surprise anybody that the cost is as low as it is, but it is less than $800,000 for all. I don't have the exact figure, but it's definitely less than 800,000 Barbados dollars.
Sports Night is brought to you by Power In, Pause is Power, and by Dasani. Live first, Dasani after.
Anne-Marie's back for the second half of sports.
And I promise to start with football, as the Barbados Football Association has officially announced Nicholas Branker as the new General Secretary. Branker, who is also the manager of the senior men's national volleyball team, was appointed to the position on October 1st. During a media conference at the BFA Technical Center, Branker gave his reasons for applying for the role.
One of the key areas where I was really excited in taking this opportunity is I think football is not just a sport in Barbados. I think football is an opportunity to bring communities together, as you would see with such like the Prime Minister's Cup, where communities can really come out and engage with other communities around Barbados to unify the country. That's one. And 2, I believe that football is, especially through the women's side, is one of the largest growing sports in the world, and with FIFA giving the support that they do to the various member associations, I think that there's a huge opportunity for growth. But that growth can only come if we and all stakeholders involved have the same common goal, and we try to achieve which is the ultimate goal, which would be to obviously to proceed and to increase the level of professionalism, 1, and 2, to develop football from the grassroots level to the elite level.
BFA President Randy Harris said there are over 300 applicants for the job, but Branker is the right man.
Mr. Branker, first of all, he's well qualified to do the job. He has had the experience of managing a big company in Barbados. So apart from that, what made us look up at Mr. Branker is that although not being a direct football person, he really took the time to research the BFA and its parent bodies, FIFA and CONCACAF.
24 teams are entered in this island's top semi-professional football tournament. CBC Sports takes a look at the squads vying for the Prime Minister's Cup. Brought to you by Power In, Pause is Power, and Dasani. Live first, Dasani after.
This year's Prime Minister's Cup is featuring a few clubs that are playing in the prestigious semi-professional football tournament for the first time. FM Four Pillars is one of those clubs, coached by Kerry Byron. As the club was preparing for the Prime Minister's Cup at a recent training session, Byron gave some insight into the former second division team.
So our team is pretty much made up of under 17 and a couple under 19 players. We would have brought in a couple senior players who have played Premier League before, just for the experience, so they could pass on the experience to the guys, help mold them, guide them, and what's not, but predominantly on the 17 players.
Byron said the team's preparation was based a lot on practice matches.
I try to reiterate to the guys that, hey, we're young, we don't have anything to lose. What I want y'all to do is play your football, have fun. The football that brought you to this competition, don't try to change it. This is what got you here, this is what will get you through. You have nothing to lose, enjoy the football. And hopefully that would help with help subside the nerves that are inevitable when they go up against the more experienced teams.
Defender Kamar Porter said the boys who played for their school football team are excited to be playing in the competition.
The main feel of the team come from us being at St. Leonard's together, and we play a lot of youth football together, and now we're taking it to the next level in the Premier Cup.
Beyond your skill and beyond your family skill, do you think that you guys have the mindset to go all the way to the finals?
If we go on the field and do what the coach say and what we do in training, and go on the field and fight as one, we could get it done.
FM Four Pillars are currently competing in Group D of the Prime Minister's Cup.
And that's news. On behalf of the entire team, do enjoy the rest of your evening.